All users with the contract manager permission can access and run reports. However, visibility on contracts is still controlled by the workgroup and access settings. The only exception to the access rules is a user with the contract superuser permission. These users will see all contracts, even confidential ones, in their reports. To view the obligations report, navigate to Contracts, Reports, Obligations across contracts. This report lists all obligations for each contract in the system. Contract data will be visible to users in the contract manager role, contract administrator role, first-party obligation owner, as well as first-party stakeholder. By default, the filters are to show overdue and upcoming obligations, so that's what will appear in the list below. But you can change that using the filters at the top. You can specify a time frame, change the obligation statuses that appear, tags, and even more options are available if you select the More Options link. You can also narrow down to see only My Obligations to view the information that is most relevant to you. After running the report, in the list of obligations, you'll see information about the obligation itself, like name, description, status, due date, the parties involved, and also contract information along with links to go to the contract. Users can adjust the report display by clicking the settings icon at the top right. You can check or uncheck columns to customize which data should be displayed in the table. Items with the green check marks are required. Using the Actions drop-down menu on the right side of each obligation, users can mark each obligation as complete, view its properties, and more. You can also click the contract number link and mark it complete from the obligations page of the contract. If you need to take bulk actions on obligations, you can select them using the checkboxes. And then from the Actions dropdown, you can either mark as complete or change owners and stakeholders. When marking one or multiple obligations complete from this report, the same overlay appears as you would see if you marked it complete on the contract. You can add notes, and attachments may be required. Be aware that the note and attachment included will apply to all the selected obligations. If each obligation requires different documentation, we suggest marking them complete individually rather than in bulk. Click Mark as Complete. The selected obligations will disappear from the list of overdue and upcoming obligations. If for some reason one of the bulk selected obligations is unable to be marked complete, you'll see a warning at the top like you see here. You can view the online searchable help to find out why that obligation may not have been marked complete. You can also change owners and stakeholders. Perhaps someone changes roles or leaves the organization and you need to efficiently reassign all of their obligations. In my example, I will search for and select all of Seth Avit's obligations. So he's a stakeholder on 19 obligations, and maybe he's changed roles. So what I'll do is select all of the obligations for which he is a first-party stakeholder. From the Actions dropdown, select Change Owner and Stakeholder. In this case, I want to change the first-party stakeholder, not the first-party owner, and then I need to decide what I want to do. I can simply remove Seth Avit, or I can simply add another user to all of his obligations and search by username, or I can reassign and replace Seth with Kate. I'll click Reassign. I'll rerun the report, but this time filtering by Kate Cuthbert as first-party stakeholder, and you'll see those obligations listed here. Be aware that the Obligations Across Contracts report can also be exported for further processing in Excel.